During the badminton tournament, Renee had an 80% chance of making her serves in bounds and 20% chance of missing the serves. If she gets the first serve in, then her confidence is boosted and her chances of making her second serve is increased to 90%. What is the probability of making both her serves? For this problem, it is best to use an area model, which would help us explain the percentage of Renee's makes and misses. It is a dependent event because the probabilities change depending on whether or not she makes her first serve.
First, we drew an area model starting off with a square. Label the left side of the box as the first serve and write in the possibilities for this, which is an 80% chance of making it and a 20% chance of her missing it. Since there are only two possibilities, make or miss, then you divide the square in half. The areas of the square represent the probabilities of the two choices. Next, label the top and bottom of the box as the second serve, since there are two different situations depending on whether she missed or made the first serve in the first trial. If she made the first serve on the first trial, then you will write the percentages, 90% of making, 10% of missing, of the second trial on the top. But if she missed the serve on the first trial, then you will write different percentages, 80% of making, 20% of missing, on the bottom accordingly. After you set this up, you will multiply the first outcome by the second outcome to get the total probability for the four possible outcomes. Make sure the four probabilities of each situation add up to a total of 1.00 or 100%. In the first box, if she makes both of her serves, multiply 0.8 times 0.9 to get the outcome of 0.72 or 72%. The second box is if Renee makes her first serve and misses her second serve. Find the outcome of this box by multiplying 0.8 times 0.1, which would be 0.08 or 8%. Then, to find the outcome of the third box, which is if she misses her first serve and then makes her second, multiply 0.2 times 0.8, which would be 0.16 or a 16% chance. The final box is if she misses the first serve and then misses her second serve, the outcome would be 0.04 or 4%. Try completing the problem below after watching the explanation for the dependent event of Renee making or missing her serves in her badminton game.
You are playing in a golf tournament and you have a 60% chance of making your first putt and a 40% chance of missing the hole. If you make the first putt, you get a 20% confidence boost, increasing your chances of making the second putt to 80% and lowering it to a 20% chance of missing. If you miss the first putt, then the chances of you getting the ball in the hole remains the same. What is the probability for making both putts? Making the first and missing the second, missing the first and making the second, and missing them both. The probability of making both putts is 48%. Making the first putt and missing the second is a 12% chance. Missing the first putt and making the second is a 24% chance, and missing both putts is a 16% chance.